Now, something a little bit different for grilling this series. Now, in the past, of course, we've set our barbecue challenge where I get my guests to sort of tell me what they cook on a barbecue. However, we're going to cook live. And we're going to do it properly. Andy Oliver.
Hello, darling.
What are you going to make for us?
We are going to make a tamarind and treacle barbecue chicken.
And it sounds incredible.
Well, I have a thing with barbecue where I love a barbecue, but I just feel like in terms of seasoning and barbecue sauces, people need to remember the other layering of the flavour.
Yeah.
So you don't just get sweet tomatoey and that's your lot at the end. You know what I mean? For me, you start building it from the beginning, and you every single stage you pack in flavour, pack in flavour, pack in flavour.
How do we start?
Brining. So in my brine, I've got a little sugar and a little salt. We've got margarine, we've got thyme, and we've got bay. So this has been in this brine for like 24 hours.
Okay.
Just overnight, basically. And we're going to get it out of there. We're going to get it into a bowl, babes.
Okay.
See that? Did you like that tongue action?
I did, yeah. It was really good.
Quite flashy, wasn't it?
It was flashy, yeah. So it's like you know what you're doing.
Now, I want to introduce you to this beauty.
Okay.
This is green
I've been sniffing this since when we were setting up.
It's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Fragrant, floral.
What's gone into it, Andy?
So green seasoning. This is a thing that in the Caribbean, it's ubiquitous. It's literally everywhere, and we use it kind of on everything. If you ever open my fridge, there is always a jar of this in the fridge. So in the Caribbean, there is a brilliant thing called seasoning peppers. We can't quite get them here. They're tiny. They look like little cherries or something, and they're not hot, but they're sweet.
Okay.
So in place of those, we've got these small sweet peppers.
Yeah.
If you don't have a palate that takes a lot of heat, you don't have to use Scotch bonnet.
Okay.
You can use long red chilies, you can use bird's eye, you could use jalapeno, you can use anything you want. I mean, you could even go down a smoked chipotle
nice. Like an
ancho.
Yeah,
I love an ancho. Do you love an ancho?
I do.
We
Lovely.
love an ancho. And then we've got our alliums, we've got an onion, we've got spring onion, we've got garlic, we've got flat leaf parsley, we've got bay. So we've got heat, we've got sweet, we've got alliums, we've got herbaceous notes. Blitz it all up and oil, blend it, and you get a jar of green seasoning.
Brilliant.
And it is the Don Daddy Dada. So we've got cumin going in here, we've got coriander seed going in here, we've got a little oil, obviously, for obvious reasons, and then we've got paprika. And then
Smoked or ordinary?
Smoked, I mean ordinary.
Yeah.
Ordinary, just because I don't want the smoke to overtake. Again, it's such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Of course you can use smoked if that's what you fancy and that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You can even put a bit of andouille in there or whatever you wanted to do. So this is also brilliantly time saving. You know, because half the time when you're cooking, the thing you can't be bothered with is all the bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
So we're going to lob a bit of that in there.
Yeah, and that whole thing is that to make a jar of that takes no more time.
No.
You're making half a jar of it.
Exactly. So make a big one and then use it every single day.
Yeah.
And put a little salt in it. It helps it stay fresher longer.
Okay.
Builds if you season it up. So we're just going to blitz this up. I'm going to try and blitz this up. Oh, it worked. Heavens to Betsy. There we go. So we're getting all of that onto the chicken.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got time, I would then do like a second marinade situation.
Okay.
Well, not second marinade, after the brine.
Yeah.
I would do a marinade situation and let it marinate, but you don't have to. I'm going to get, my hands are going to get involved here because you've got to season this meat properly. You need to make sure, in Caribbean cooking, when we talk about seasoning, in European cooking, we talk about seasoning, we're talking about salt.
Yeah.
And pepper,
yeah.
Right? In Caribbean cooking, when we're talking about seasoning, we mean seasoning. Like all of this is seasoned meat.
Yeah.
If you just got salt on something, that's not seasoned, it's just salted.
Okay, we're marinated. Are we ready to cook?
We're ready to cook, babe. And we're going to start this on the hotter part of the barbecue. So one of the things I love about this actually is because there's so much room for control. I know this is like more of my control.
You've got one of these, haven't you?
I've got one of these. I love this, and because also there's a hob, and you always need a hob. You always think you're not going to need a hob, and you end up running in and out of the house. So so this nice hot fiery bit over here, I'm going to get a sort of seal on the chicken. So skin side down.
See that smells straight away. One of the joys of barbecue for me.
Yeah.
You know that as soon as you get that hot sear plate on there,
then you're happy. You know you're in the right vibes. So now we're going to take it off the high heat.
Yeah.
And move it over to this side.
Smells incredible, Andy, already. So now we're on indirect heat, which of course is the best way to kind of cook things through. So we've got the searing on that side, cook it through on indirect heat so it cooks nice and
this
evenly.
is the other thing I like.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know there are loads of barbecue purists like, oh, you've got to have coals. I love being able to turn it up and down.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just that controllable element really is thing.
Yeah.
But it's in there. We're going to put, because this smokiness is really important as well, actually. So now we're going to start our little glazy situation. On the hob, because we have a hob. Right, so we've got treacle and we've got tamarind. Are you a tamarind fan?
Love tamarind, absolutely love it.
I love it. It's absolutely wonderful. And now in the Caribbean, we often use molasses a lot.
Yeah.
Molasses, it's got a bitterness to it and it's got a depth to it, which I think is often missing from a barbecue sauce. So we've got a bit of sugar.
Yeah.
And that's quite enough, I think, and a little chicken stock just to let it out a bit. So we've got something that's going to be brushable. And we're going to get that.
You know what's lovely about this is, you know, you said from the start that it's all about this kind of seasoning.
Yeah.
That there's plenty of flavour from the green sauce, then adding the other bits into the marinade. But now we're going another way. Now we're going darker and deeper.
Yeah, darker and deeper and almost sharper as well. And there's a little bitterness.
Yeah.
We seared it, we brined it, we seasoned it. Look at that. These are my babies. Now, I get all like weirdly maternal about the food, you know what I mean? So so the sauce has come, can you see that, Simon? It's come together nice.
Lovely.
So a little bubbling up. I'm going to get rid of that spoon for a sec. And we are going to start, I mean, would you call it a sauce this or more glaze?
Well, I like the word glaze. I think it's more apparent what it is, because I think when you say sauce, people use too much of it. And what you want is enough to finish, really, don't you?
This is a very important word here. It's the finishing. So there are 3 stages, right? The brining, the seasoning, well, the 4 stages. Brining, seasoning, barbecuing, and then finishing. I'm literally going to shut this for a couple of, like, literally, count to 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then I'm going to turn it. You see? Oh, and it's so nice because we've cooked it a bit slowly. I can feel how juicy this is in there. Turn it all over so we get that other underside sexy as well. We want it all sexy.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Look at that lovely bubbling sauce. Look at that. So there you go. Lovely, shiny, and it's sour and it's sweet. We've got the green seasoning there as well, so we've got those herbal notes running through it. I'm going to put that back there. And I'm going to turn it off actually now, but because it's bubbled up, it's done its thing. We can use a bit. I'm going to shut this one more time.
Okay.
It's almost like when I shut it that last time, it's just the final coming together. The heat, that intensity when you shut the lid sort of concentrates everything. It's not a vac pack, but it almost works in that kind of way. So everything is really...
And that smell is there now.
Smell is amazing, right?
Beautiful.
Right, I'm just going to chop a little bit of this. I love a spring onion top.
I do. You know what? I prefer the green end of a spring onion.
Me too.
I genuinely do.
Me too.
Everyone thinks I'm a bit weird, but I knew you'd like it.
Of course, because it's the best bit, Simon. So keep these. I use those, obviously. I'm not going to throw them away, put them in a stock, and use them in salads, whatever. But this, to me, is the, like, sexy gold bit, the bit at the top. I make a lovely oil out of these.
Yeah, lovely.
This chicken has now been under for a couple more minutes, you see?
Oh, that's lovely.
It's done its thing. We're going to plate it up now. Because we did that both sides. I'm going to put sticky, luscious.
The smell of it is amazing, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the different levels of flavour. You know, you talked about at the start, and you're absolutely right. I can smell the green sauce, I can smell the marinade, I can smell then that beautiful molasses and tamarind end on it.
So we're going to put this here. We're going to get a little spring onion situation. Should we taste?
Yes, please.
Yes. At the same time, as if with one mind. Let's cut that up. That looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, yummy. Look at that. So you cooked all the way through. I can feel how juicy it is, actually. Let me cut that for you there. There you go, darling. It's a very big bit. Are you happy?
It is so succulent.
Oh.
Nice little back heat. That tamarind glaze is what makes it. That is amazing.
That's lovely, that sour hit.
Yeah. I'd stand corrected, you can cook.
I hate him. I look like I like him, I don't. I hate him, okay?
Andy Oliver's Bush Tea Brine Tamarind Molasses Barbecue Chicken. And if you want to hear my chat with Andy in full, as well as every other episode of Grilling, head to your favourite app provider.